Hi, and welcome back to the Scrapbook Pals YouTube channel. My name is Terry, and today I will be sharing a card that I created using some products from Pinkfresh Studios. So let's get started. So here is a close-up look at the set that I'll be using. It comes with the stamp set along with the layering stencils. I will also be using the coordinating dies as well. And to let you guys know that this set comes with the hot foil plates as well, but for this card, I'm not using the foil plates. Okay, so to get started, I am going in with white cardstock. And I am using a stamping platform. Today, I'm using the original Missy platform. And I'm going in with the stamp set. So I'm not sure if I mentioned, but the stamp set, it's called Dreamy Florals. And this stamp set is really nice because it comes in one piece. And the die also cuts everything out in one go. So which is really nice. So here you can see that I placed it in and I'm going in with my black ink, and this is Memento black ink. And I like using this ink because it's Copic marker friendly, but it's also ink blending friendly. And today I'm not using Copic markers, but I'm using inks from Pinkfresh Studios as well. So I went ahead and stamped this down twice just to make sure I got a clear impression. And once that was all stamped out, I am going in with my layering stencil. So the stencil, there's a few pieces to it, and it's really nice because each stencil is labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. So here you can see that I'm going in with the first stencil, and I lined it up in the Misty. You could definitely take this off of the stamping platform and use it on your work surface, but I found that with the magnet and the stamp positioning tool, it's nice because it keeps everything in place. So with the first stencil layer, I'm going in with Pinkfresh Studio ink. This color is called Slumber, and I'm going in with a blending brush. And I like to kind of mix my ink around. So there will be areas where there's lighter areas, and there will be other areas where I'm applying the ink a little heavier. So now going in with the second colored ink, and this is called Grassy Knoll. And I'm also going in with the second layer of stencil. I'm using the same technique with my blending brush. So I'm going in with a lighter hand on certain areas and going in with heavier hand on different areas just to create more shading. If coloring isn't your jam, I would say pick up some layering stencils because you can't go wrong with these. It's so easy. Now going on with the third layer, I'm going in with the color Blue Jay, and I'm just inking that onto the stencil as well. So you could pretty much use any ink pads that you have here. Any ink would work really. You could use Distress Oxide inks, you could use Distress inks, you could even use Captain Puller inks. Any ink would work, and I love that about layering stencils, because you can't really go wrong. You just have to choose a good color combination and everything pretty much falls into place. So if you're running short on time, I love using layering stencil because it makes card making so fast. Okay, so I went in with the last layer here and I used Marigold. And here's a tip. So after I ink blend everything, I noticed that the black ink isn't sharp. So I went back in and I stamped it down with VersaFine ink. It's really nice because the stamped image is already in place from where we left it. So I didn't remove my stamp off of the stamping platform. I just kept it there. So it aligned really nicely. So now going in with frame die, I'm using this one by Spellbinders. This one's called Fluted Classic Rectangles. And I love the edge details on this die. It's so nice. I did run it on a larger piece of cardstock. Then going in with the rectangle die piece, I ran that as well to cut out the fluted piece of the cardstock. And you can see that I'm going in with a blending brush again, and I'm using the same colors as I used on the flowers earlier. And I'm just blending that over the edges of the card. And to create a little more interest to the card background, I'm going back in with the same stamp, but this time I'm placing it on an acrylic block, and I'm going in with a brown shade of ink from Pinkfresh Studios, and I'm just stamping that down onto the card panel. And of course, to add a little more interest, I like going in with gold splatters, and I splatter that throughout the card panel. This is a great way to add a little more detail and interest to your card. And for the sentiment, there's a great sentiment in the stamp set, but you could pretty much use any sentiment that you have. I went ahead and stamped that down with black ink. And off screen, I went ahead and adhered all of the flowers onto the card panel and added some embellishments onto the card front as well. And lastly, using a white gel pen, I added a little highlights and details throughout the image. And that pretty much completes the card. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and please don't forget to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.